Hi everybody, it's Lisa from SuttonsDaze, and today we're going to answer two of my most frequently asked questions. One, what are your favorite things about Thrive Life foods? And I'm gonna show you right now my favorite things, and I bet they're not gonna be exactly what you think. So my first favorite thing is the chopped onions. See these little bad boys? Now for anybody that grew up in an area that has a White Castle, these are like little White Castle cut onions. They're little chopped onions. They are amazing. They smell so good. They taste even better. Now my favorite part about this is that I can use just what I need. I don't have to cut up a whole onion and make the mess and the tears and everything else and then end up having to pitch part of it because I don't use it fast enough. So this allows me to use what I need when I need it, and it's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. The taste is amazing. You don't even have to refresh them in order to use them. I will toss them as is into just about everything. And I can tell you, I use these almost daily. Almost daily. Breakfast, dinners, these are I think my number one favorite things with Thrive Life foods. Okay? My number two favorite is a favorite no matter where it's at. Okay? It's the mushrooms. The mushrooms are phenomenal. Oop, look at this is a brand new can. I haven't even opened this one yet. So watch. Oh, you just do the pull tab. Remember those old pull tabs? Okay. Whew, and you get a little mushroom dust. Mushroom dust. And look at them. They are freeze dried. I get the aroma is just intoxicating. I'm telling you. And it's a mushroom. It's a mushroom. Did you hear that snap? It's a mushroom. Okay. And these are wonderful. Again, I don't refresh them. I take them and I put them right in with my omelets. I love mushroom in my omelets. I put them right in with my sauces, with my stews. If I'm using my Instapot, I will actually add them a little later instead of at the beginning. But you still get the flavor. And literally every little dusty crumb in here is just filled with the most amazing mushroom flavor. And you know what the ingredients are? Mushrooms. Okay, so highly recommend the mushrooms. They're my number two favorite. I use those a few times a week because I'm a mushroom addict. And the best part is, okay, because you go and you get those little pints or whatever they are of button mushrooms, right? And Phil will attest, I've said it before, that if I could put mushrooms on breakfast cereal, I would. Okay? And with this, I don't have to worry about any of it going bad because Phil doesn't appreciate a good mushroom as much as I do. So this is perfect. There's no waste. It just, love them. Love them. Love them. Love them. You can even crumble them up and put them on a salad. Oh, yeah. Okay. So next are the carrots. Now check these out. These are not freeze-dried. These are dehydrated. But on a bet, I could not dehydrate this quantity with this precise cut for the same amount of money because the electricity alone running the dehydrator would make it more cost effective to purchase this than it does to do it myself. And then all of these, see that? All of these are these beautiful little squares, which right now, they're not beautiful little squares. They're like that. Can you see that? Okay. It's not zooming in really well. But when they refresh, they come up to these perfect little carrot chunks, just like you would have in a pot pie or anything like that. These love my Instapot. These things just should sit right next to my Instant Pot, okay? Soups, stews, pot pies, casseroles, that kind of thing. These are the bomb. And convenient. Seriously convenient. Now, obviously, you're not going to take them and dip them in some dip. But if you're putting them into food, this is so worth the money. It is so worth it. Highly, highly recommend these. I'm probably never going to dice a carrot again. Okay? Now, next. My green chili peppers. These are not green bell peppers, these are green chili peppers. And they cut them up into these beautiful little pieces. I've never refreshed one, so I couldn't tell you what it looks like refreshed because I take them as they sit and I pop them into my omelet every morning, and I pop them into my soups, and I pop them into my roasts. I love the flavor. Intense. It's amazing. And again, you're not wasting anything. It's just fantastic. And they're there whenever you need them. You don't have to pull out a recipe and go, I don't have any green chili peppers. Okay? They're there. And the same thing goes for, I will never be without these. And I think Heather from the Needy Homesteader can back this one up. These are a must-have. Red bell peppers. They are freeze-dried. Oh, I need to go open another can, but they are freeze-dried. And so, sorry, I'm trying to find a nice big piece for you, but, so you're getting, honest to goodness, red bell pepper. And most of the time they're bigger than this. I'm trying to find you a bigger one, but I really am at the end of my can. Oh, I should have looked in the can before I started this. And these are so good. And it takes the moisture in your mouth to refresh these. And they even have the snap, the skin still has that snap a little bit. Not like if you freeze them or if you can them. I'll sit here and eat the can. So these are fantastic. Again, my morning omelets, soups, stews, casseroles, anything. I would not even bother refreshing these. And again, on a salad, oh, see that pop of bright red color? And they have the green bell peppers too. Just amazing. Now, I have had the greatest of intentions, and I'm sure at some point you have too, where you've gone to the store and you, oh, look at those bell peppers. I'm going to pick those up, take them home. We're going to make all kinds of fun stuff. And you end up tossing 2 or 3 of them away because you ran out of time, or the menu changed, or you know, any number of reasons. With this, you're golden. The only thing you can't do with these things is stuff them. Okay? So those are my 5 favorite things that I will always and forever have plenty of in my pantry. I'm working towards, I actually have, my purchase for April was a 10-pack of the chopped onions. So I will have a 10-pack of each of these before the end of the year to help me with my year's food storage for Project Pantry. The second most asked question that I get about Thrive Foods is about the celery. Okay? Because I think the perception was that when you refresh it, it's just like fresh from the store celery, that it would be crunchy. And that is not the case. That's not the case when you dehydrate it. That's not the case when you freeze it. That's not the case when you can it. And that's definitely not the case when you freeze dry it. Okay, so let me find a bigger, I got a bigger piece, but okay, so this is what it looks like. This is an unusual piece, okay, but you can see the ribs that are there, right? And you can see the meat. Most of them are like this. Okay, so you've got your little celery, diced up celery already. Now, the celery smell is amazing. The taste is celery, okay? But a lot of people go, well, wait a second, because watch this. Spongy. It feels like a sponge when you squish it, okay? And that is because that's what happens to celery when you freeze dry it. When you refresh it, it does not get the crunch back. And one of the other major things, like I showed you with this big piece, this is actually good. With this big piece, these ribs, if you have an issue with the strings, you know, on celery, this is not going to curb that issue. It's still going to be there. So if you have a texture issue, and I know some people do, I know I've talked to at least one person, but I mean, one of my oldest and dearest friends cannot eat watermelon because to her it tastes fuzzy. So, you know, everybody has different texture issues. In the celery, some people just don't like that ribbing. That's fine. I get it. This is still going to be that way. So if for soups and stews and stuff like that, this is incredible. This is so good. And I'm thinking like chicken soup. Okay, I have tried, I've told you guys, I've tried dehydrated celery. I am massively unimpressed with it. A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy to dehydrate it. And then you end up with something that still looks awful when you refresh it in, you know, in a soup or a stew. It just doesn't look pretty. Okay, this looks pretty. And you know me, I'm not big on pretty food, okay, as far as, you know, processed kind of food. You know me, all canned meat is ugly, okay? So you know, it's normally not a big concern of mine, but I'm not a huge fan of the dehydrated celery. So everything that I had dehydrated is getting turned into a powder. But this, when you refresh it in your foods, the taste is incredible. The only thing you're missing is the crunch, seriously. So if you put it in chicken salad for flavor, then you're going to be very impressed. You're going to be very happy. But if you put it in there to have something crunchy in your chicken salad, it's not going to be what you're looking for. So I want to try to, that surprised quite a few people. And so I really wanted to make sure to try to get that word out a little bit more so that you understand what it is that you're purchasing. Because I think that's huge. If you don't know for sure what you're purchasing, then it kind of sours you on everything else. And this is one of those things that just seems to be a mystery to quite a few people, is what it will return like, okay? And so I just wanted to be sure to cover that. I love this. So this will be a regular in our pantry. I don't use it near as much because, well, it doesn't taste good in eggs, okay? But I do use it when I'm using the Instant Pot. I do use it when I'm making anything in a crock pot, soup, stews, that kind of thing. This is beautiful in chicken soup. And, you know, it's celery. So I can even, let's see, for 1/4 cup of this stuff, it's 1 carb. So this is totally keto friendly for me. That's phenomenal. And when it comes to, there's a lot of stuff where people are just, oh, you can't eat it because it's not keto friendly. I had a few people say, Lisa, how can you do Thrive? It's not keto friendly. It's not low carb friendly. Well, but it is, if you can measure it properly, okay? So 1/2 cup of these red bell peppers is 2 carbs. On a bet, I don't use 1/2 cup ever. So I use 1/4 cup at the most for an entire meal, not just for my portion. And I might use a tablespoon. I might use 1/8 cup, which is 2 tablespoons, okay? But for my omelets, definitely a tablespoon. So you can measure these down so that they are keto friendly, so that you can get the taste and the flavor and the real food that you love without giving up a whole bunch of carbs, wasting a whole bunch of money, or having a whole bunch of temptation running around. Now, onions are those tricky ones where you can often run into problems with carbs. And so for 1/2 cup of the chopped onions, it's 8 carbs. But you would have to be making a hardcore onion soup to warrant using a 1/2 cup of this stuff. So you're looking at 4 carbs for 1/4 cup. You're looking at 2 carbs for 2 tablespoons. Hello, okay? As opposed to a whole onion where you're trying to figure out with your, you know, your food tracking system how much that is and how many carbs there are. It's all spelled out. It makes life so much easier. So these are just a few of my favorite things. This is my Oprah moment, okay? So I wanted to answer those questions and hope that they help you in your research and your decision making with Thrive Life Foods. And I want to thank everyone again for who participated with the sale. I know you're going to love everything that you got, and I think everyone's stuff is starting to arrive now, or has arrived by now, and people are kind of dipping into that. I know a certain friend who ordered some stuff, tried it, and went back and got more before it was over. Okay, so it's good food, you guys. It's good food, and it's real food. And you know, that is 2 of the key elements as far as I'm concerned. Well, let's go for 3. It's shelf stable. So it has everything you could possibly want right there. So I hope this helps you, and I hope it's good information for you. If you have any other questions about Thrive Life Food, please leave them in the comments section below. I would love to answer your questions. And remember, you can check out what we have available at SuttonsDaze.thrivelife.com. Until next time, remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until the next time,